Stacy, and this week I have with me Rachel. Welcome, Rachel.
Hi, thank you so much.
So we are at Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica, where miracles are achieved daily. And so this week I got my miracle. So we're here talking about Rachel's miracle. And I'm so curious. You said you're going to let me know when we got on live. So how did you first hear about Rythmia? What drawn you that?
So yeah, I have my ex-partner actually let me know about Rythmia. He has PTSD, and he felt very strongly that he would be healed from PTSD because of the medicine, and he felt very drawn to this center. And when I found out, I knew I had to be here, and so I made a way.
Put it out there and manifested, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So did you have things you were looking to heal, or a general idea of why you wanted to come to the plant medicine?
Yeah, and it's funny because, Jerry says this as much, and so did the instructors in the course, that, you have a powerful intention, and that definitely gets met, but you also get what you need that you don't know you need. And so, short story is about 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with infiltrative ductal breast cancer. And I decided to go on a healing journey, healing myself naturally, and I got really far in my journey. I got about halfway down, and it was painful and beautiful, and I actually got triggered into PTSD, and so it took about 1.5 years to heal myself from that. But there was still about 50% left, and I felt that Mama Ayahuasca was going to give me my answer, and I was convinced of that. And here's the irony. After I put my deposit down, my deposit for this, I went back into get my imaging done, and I thought for sure, it's going to be all gone. And I got hit with a brick wall that it had grown, and that they thought there was lymph node involvement. And so I was at that point where I was like, okay, well, is Rythmia really where I'm supposed to go? And I thought, well, now do I need this cash for my medical bills, or do I need this cash? I really was sitting in fear for a while, but also really sad about the fact that I was distrusting what felt so right to me. It felt so right to come here. And it felt like if I were to make the choice to not really finish my payment, that I was making that choice out of fear, and that didn't feel right. So I said to the universe, I said, if I can get a client in the next, thank you, love you guys. If I can get a client in the next 2 weeks and make a couple more grand, then it will feel more comfortable for me to go, and that will be my sign that I'm supposed to go. And immediately I got a client. And I finished my deposit. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm going. I'm on board. I'm here for the ride. Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
So glad you made it.
Yeah, me too.
You're meant to.
And I do want to say, to those of you out there that have some sort of a sticking point around the money, my teacher always says you either have an issue with time or money, and sometimes you just have to accept that and move forward anyway. And for me, I had this predisposed judgment of who would be here. I really thought, everybody that's going to be here, they have $4 grand lying in their bank account, in their checking,
right.
Yes. And it's going to be nothing, and everybody's going to be bougie here, and I'm not going to have my people, and I'm going to just be this hippie girl that had to save my money for 6 months, And that's really the judgment I had. And when I got here, there was people from all walks of life, from all faiths, from all backgrounds, from all over the world, and they each had a very beautiful, unique story to share, unique things that they wanted to heal. They each had different backgrounds with their finances and different struggles. Each of them had struggled to come here, and each of them started, as Jerry says, receiving their miracle the second that they put that money down. So I want to just throw that out there.
Yeah, thank you. It's Funny how that works that way too.
I know. I was like, I need to get new clothes. Like I had this story in my head. I was telling myself this story that like I was going to be that poor girl, and I had to, and it caused me to actually work through that. And now I feel like fully abundant. Yeah. So anyway, what you got next?
So you got your miracle.
Yes.
I'm sure many.
So many. Oh my God.
Well, what is the grand? Yeah, tell us the best.
Yeah. So I'm gonna focus in on what you want to hear, but more importantly, what I feel like telling you. So I work with the subconscious mind. That's the work that I do with my clients, and I'm also a spiritual medium. And 2 weeks before I came here, one of my best girlfriends messaged me that she wants me to help her with VSED, which means voluntarily stopping eating and drinking. She wanted me to help her to die. And that was very painful for me. And I had to start facing the mirror in that, like what parts of me also want to die. And I started like really feeling into that and feeling into those parts of me that wanted to die. And then 2 days before I came here, another contact emailed me and said she no longer wanted to be here. Fast forward to the first ceremony, that first night, I thought, oh yeah, like, you know, I made the question to Mama Ayahuasca, why, like, what have I become? And what she showed me after the second cup of medicine is I started channeling my inner being, and my inner being said, I don't want any more. And immediately I thought, okay, well, you don't have to take any more ayahuasca, you know, like that's what she's saying. And she looked at me, because you can see a reflection of yourself at times. You can see vision. Some people see, you know, light. Some people are more auditory. And I saw myself, and I looked into my eyes. I've never seen my eyes so begging of me to hear her. She said, I don't want any more. And she meant she didn't want to be here anymore. And I had rationalized, you know, we all use our rational minds to rationalize those feelings, like, and try to convince ourselves that we feel another way. And I had spent the last couple months going, oh, you just want parts of you to die. So I started to allow parts of me in my subconscious mind, you know, those limiting beliefs to slough off, and those beliefs that I'm someone that forces myself to do things I don't want to do, all those parts of me that felt hard to live with. But what she was telling me, myself, as I was, you know, on the medicine, she was looking at me and she was just like, you know, begging me to look at her. And she's like, I can't. She was basically like, I can't be here anymore. And I need you to validate that, and I need you to let me go. And so I took it in, and it was so fucking painful to take that in. And they started showing me visions of my family. So I started seeing visions of my mom and my dad, and I said goodbye to them. And I said goodbye to my sisters. And then my nieces and my nephews came up. And my niece, there was something about it. And she was just crying and screaming and sobbing. But I thought she was letting me go. And then in the next vision that I had, I felt myself being buried. And I felt all these digital parts of me disappear. And the whole time I just had to surrender in the unconditional love I have and the honoring of my desire to not be here anymore. And in that moment, the music is amazing here, by the way. In that moment, the music spoke to me, and there was a song called Rosa. And Rose is the middle name of my niece. And she came back in, and she cried out to me, and she said, Auntie, don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. And she started just sobbing, don't go, don't go, don't go. She was the only one that fought for me. And I realized in that moment, she's a special child to me. She's like my own. I needed something to fight for. And she gave me that reason. She would not let me go. She's like, don't go, don't go. And she said, hold on to your breast. And so I sat up and I grabbed my breast For those of you who just came in, I had breast cancer, and she said, don't let go, don't let go, don't let go. And I was just like vice grip on my breast. And I'm thinking, well, how can I not let go all night? She's like, don't let go, don't let go. But I felt my hand just go deeper and deeper and deeper to the point where it felt like it was coming off. And I was terrified because I'm like, if it comes off, like what, what's going to happen? In that moment, I saw my breast slough off my body. And then my arm just went out, and I was holding it out, like out here.
Yeah.
And it took a while. The shamans are always there. They're amazing beings, and they're always sensing what you're going through. They can, because I'm a medium, I understand what they're doing. They're piggybacking on your healing. They can tap into your subconscious mind. They can tap into what you're actually experiencing on some level and help you work through that, whatever that is. So they help me to finally like release the essence of the breast that no longer served me. And that's just one of, I swear to God, like just feels like 100 miracles that I got since I was here. And I thought that was powerful. And I was like, oh, that was it. Like, the rest is just going to be like minor details. And like Spirit had crazy things for me, like has a definitive directive of where I'm to go in my life that's so clear that Mama Ayahuasca gave me like very specific directives on what to do next, who to talk to. Like it was so clear. And then the healing of my heart was ridiculous. So the next day I asked for my heart to be healed, to be given kind of a new heart, and for my heart to be healed. And I just remember fighting it, like just fighting it. You're like resisting, like, I don't want to heal my heart. Like, because guess what? In order to heal your heart, you have to open it. And I was like, I'm not doing it. Like, you can get around this wall. If you can get around this wall, you can heal it. But I'm not opening it. Yeah. And so I remember just sitting up, and there was just energy that said, open, open, open. I was like, and immediately again, one of the shaman came over, and he just like was right there with me, and he offered his hand, because I don't think they touch you without you, wanting that. And I took his hand, and this hand was like a representation of my heart, and it was like so tight. And he just like did the feathers and said a prayer and was chanting for me and was right there with me. I've never felt so held in my life. And all of a sudden, I didn't do it. It was an energy that started to open the hand. Yeah.
What night was that?
That was Tuesday. And then Wednesday was the big thing. Yeah. But it's, I think, as you know, like the thing about this medicine is it stays in your beingness. Like it for me, my belief is, I think the shaman's belief is it stays in your body for 21 days. But, ultimately we have neural pathways that connect, right? So if we're taught by our body to go to a certain place at some point, that neural pathway still exists. So if we can trigger that memory, we can go to that place. You don't have to, people have this idea, like, people in ayahuasca do drugs, and like they're always, doing ayahuasca, and you have to keep doing it in order to stay in the space, but that's not true. Like, you have an imprint, you've been imprinted, just like people that practice Reiki, they've been given the Reiki kind of blessing, and they're able to give Reiki forever. They don't have to get it every day. So that's what I want to say. Like, you can create, just like they say, like that spiritual practice in your life to help you to remember and to trigger that neural pathway so that you can go in yourself. And the biggest lesson for me was, right, every day, like, how can you bring the microcosm of this experience into the macrocosm of my life? And in this case, it's like surrender, 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 surrender. And by the way, keep surrendering.
It's helpful.
And fuck, in the past 3 days, magic. Like magic. like Spirit said that I was going to do this Facebook Live. And then Stacy walks up and she's like, can you do a Facebook Live? I said, of course I can.
I already knew you were coming.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It's
Yeah,
all so
it
connected.
was just, yeah. But ask me about the staff because I want to talk about the staff.
So, what do you think about
Sorry.
our fabulous staff?
I can, well, I speak Spanish. So that is awesome, but everybody speaks English.
Yeah.
So I love just practicing and connecting with everybody. There's people from all over the world here. The shaman, the healers, the people in the breath work. Oh my God, these people are dedicated to your transformation, to your life force uplifting, to your healing, to your comfort, to your entire experience from top to bottom. And they make themselves ridiculously available. Let's not lie here. Like, so available. Like, you'll see them like at lunch, you'll see them at the pool, you know, and they stay after the ceremonies in case you have any questions or need to have, you know, some more breakthroughs. But I love that whenever I say like thank you to the staff, they're always like con gusto, you know, which means like it's really, but they say it from their heart. Like, it's my pleasure, and they say it with a smile on their face. And honestly, like I was thinking about it, and I was like, this experience is priceless. Like, I would have paid more. Yeah, I would have slept longer on my friend's couch, as long as it took, if I knew what was here for me.
You almost can't put a price tag on it.
No, you can't.
The stuff that happens, the miracles, the realizations. It's, yeah, amazing. I'm so honored to be a part of this. And yeah, I love the staff. I say this probably every time I get the chance, but I just don't know what this place would be without such marvelous people. I mean, the entire staff are just dedicated, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, just so beautiful. And the space is, everything's clean. I'm a clean freak. Like, you know, like, not just picked up, but I don't like, you know, hair, like old hair, somebody else's hair, or like, I'm the one that looks like at dust in the corners, or like stuff left on, you know, the inside of cups or whatever. And it's ridiculously clean. Granted, I just came from a month in the jungle, but like, it's just every single attention to detail. And Jerry, if y'all haven't listened to Jerry's live videos, fuck, I'm gonna say that on here, and you're gonna be okay with it. Love you. His personality is crazy. Like, I read his book, and his book was amazing, and I had no idea that all of that was there.
Yeah.
Like, his spirit, his energy, his intention, it's powerful, it's pure. I know, because I'm tuned into that. It's fucking pure. And you have to, when you're coming as a coach, like any of you that are entrepreneurs, and you're selling your product, you have to believe in it. You have to believe that with all of your heart and soul and mind, that this is transformative. And you have to put a price point that is indicative of the value, of the long-term value. Not about, you know, the stay. It's not even about the stay or the colonics or the, like, it's about what you receive. It's about the value of what you get from it. And he knows it. And he speaks it with faith.
Yeah.
With a knowingness of, I'm not trying to sell shit to you. I'm trying to gift you something here in reality.
Yeah. So
wake up and see it. And so now I'm trying to figure out how to smuggle ayahuasca into the States, but don't tell anybody.
No, she's not.
No, I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is, get your chips together. Call your friends, seriously, and get your little tushy down here, because it's amazeballs.
Get someone to watch your dog, water your plants.
Yes.
Just come.
Sunscreen is a sunscreen. Buy any bikini or a bathing suit. That feels great.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there. The beach is so close, close. So, any other pointers? Any other tips? How'd you like breath work?
Forever. But you know what? Let's just like do like a recap, because I did talk for a long time. So, healed heart, check. Life saved.
Oh, check.
didn't want to be here. Now I want to live my life.
Check.
Healthy body.
Check.
I feel like I'm ready to fall in love again.
Check.
And I'm very clear on like what I'm gonna do next in life and how to do it.
Oh, dude, double, triple, quadruple check.
Yeah.
And we are having Rythmia Love up. It's going to be a new app, a dating website for spiritual people. It's coming soon.
Yay.
So many good souls are going to be on there. I
love
can't
that.
wait. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Yeah.
You're such a special being.
Thank you. You're amazing. Oh, you will meet so many beautiful people here. Yes, like by the end, we're all like, I love you, I love you, I love you. And we can see that all of you guys are coming. So
Yes. Friday. See you, Gretchen. See you very soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
You guys have a blessed day. Ciao.
Ciao.